Misty, and I love My Little Pony. I'm sorry, I can't think of creative intro. How about this? What's up, peeps? Yeah, this is a script, by the way. I choose to say this. Anyways, like I was saying, I love My Little Pony. Specifically Gen 4, aka Friendship is Magic, aka a masterpiece by Lauren Foss, aka My Little Childhood. I know, that's a lot of glaze for a children's show. And Hasbro has decided to make a live-action movie. I mean, as long as this is not just a copy of the Smurfs movie, it could work, which brings me to my idea. So, my idea is a little bit weird, and some people might not like it, but I think this movie should be about Gen 5. I mean, this group needs a second chance after how bad their TV show went. Plus, there's already something in the Gen 5 lore that could work for this. So the little thing I'm talking about is the Nova Star that appears in the last episode of the show. The Nova Star is a magic star/crystal thing that can take ponies to the world of other creatures, and most of the time they just stay ponies, but when they accidentally activated the Nova Star and get teleported to the human world, they change forms, which is very unusual, and this is where the movie really gets going. The ponies, now turned humans, wander around the city, trying to find out where they landed. Speaking of the city, I want this city to be based on the same city as Equestria Girls, and I believe that was based on Philly, just because it's giving that vibe. And the reason for the EG connection is because the Nova Star is made from the shards and the same magic as the mirror that Twilight traveled through in the first movie. Gasp! I just love Equestria Girls, and since Gen 5 already ties itself to Gen 4, why not? And you might be thinking, well, if they turn into humans, then where do the live-action ponies come in? Well, maybe as the movie progresses, the magic that turned them into humans slowly becomes unstable, and they start morphing back into cartoony ponies slowly, like their hands turn into hooves and their legs turn into horse legs. So by the end, or halfway through the movie, they are fully ponies. But enough plot yapping, let's get into the designs. Sunny Star Scout is a very positive character, and if she was human, I imagine she'd be in the kid core because in the show she does come off as a little kitty. But I didn't want her to look like a baby, so I gave her a long skirt instead of a dress, and lots of colorful pins on her bags. You can't see it well, but there's also a star on her top. And about her lashes, I think that Sunny the game would wander into a mall and end up trying out some makeup, and that's how she got all glammed up and met Megan. You know, Megan from Gen 1. Yeah, in this world, she's a teenager that majors in fashion because, fashion dolls. I don't know anything about Gen 1, so forgive me, bronies. I think that'd be a neat way to bring back Megan. She would kind of help the gang keep the Nova Star out of the wrong hands, such as Allura and historians. I'll explain about the historians later, but as for Sunny, I really like how their design turned out. At first, I was going to draw the eyes a different way, and I'll show it here, but I decided not to because this is my first video, and I wanted people to see how I usually draw. Okay, so Izzy is actually my fave in Gen 5 because of how bouncy and relatable she is. And I haven't watched the show in a while, so I might be wrong, but I think she's supposed to be the quirky one. Anyways, for her design, I definitely wanted her to look crafty and a little messy, but also cute. I gave her a paintbrush on her hair, as well as an apron covering her clothes. I was worried that an apron would make her look weird, but I realized that the ponies should stick out because they don't belong there, and her name could be short for Isabella, which is a Spanish name, so I ran with that and made her Latin American. But yeah, that's it for Izzy. Hitch, I didn't really know what to do because I wanted him to stick out from the crowd without making him look like a cowboy. I was a little stuck and thought about making him look girly, but that idea went in the trash. And then it hit me. I should make him a soft boy. Because he can talk to animals and Fluttershy, and she has that vibe. Some things I did was make his hair fade into blue and gave him blue hearts on his shoes because there are some in his cutie mark. I also tried to incorporate each of their cutie marks into all the designs, and somehow I think it worked out for all except Izzy's design, since I made her more artsy than crafty. For Hitch, I drew a little horseshoe on his sleeve. But despite all these little details, I still dislike this one. It just isn't what I wanted. Pip, the style queen and pop star royalty. No, literally, she's a pony princess. Originally, I was gonna do only up to Hitch because I didn't want it to drag on, the video, But I decided to do Pip and Zip because they're also a part of the main cast. With Pip's design, I wanted to look very preppy and fun, but with a fashionista twist. I'm not sure if it got across, but I tried. If she was a real person, I definitely think she'd try to go viral with her singing skills. So I gave her a dress with thin straps and a pink jacket. There are lots of music notes on the dress, and she has a music note on her necklace, which I love. But of course, the hand just had to block your view of the necklace. Curse you, hand. Wait, I need hands to draw. Never mind. Her high boots kind of look like her hoofs, especially the yellow part. That wasn't really intentional, but hey, I like it. I also changed her hair because I didn't really like it. It mostly just the crown. It's not practical, it's weird, and it just bugs me. Sure, it's cute, but why is it there? So I got rid of the headband / crown / sweatband and gave her a shaved side. And with that, our pop star is ready. Okay, so I know Zip is basically just a copy of Rainbow Dash, but Zip has the whole detective thing going on, so I feel like she's more brains than Jock. With that in mind, I wanted her to look very sleek and stylish and cool. So I gave her a skateboard, not just because I liked how it looked, but also the skateboard represents her wings. I gave her a cropped hoodie and a rip in her pants. I changed Zip's hair too. It didn't bother me as much as Pip's, but I liked the idea of her cutting her own hair, and I think it fits her, so I gave her that cut look. Speaking of, I consider Zip and Pip to be foils of each other. I love their dynamic, and I just wish it had been explored more. But because they are sisters and royals, I wanted them to have something in common, so I gave her light bolt earrings to finish it off. And that's all the designs I'll be doing today. I know Misty kind of completes the main cast, but I didn't include her because she's kind of a later member, but she does 100% exist in this movie. But now it is time for some lore tidbits. Towards the end of the movie, Megan becomes a huge help, and the historians start hunting them down. Historians because in this world, the events of Equestria Girls are like history that brings the tourists to the city, and lots of people find it interesting. So they are trying to find anything new to keep that money coming in. I also think it would be funny if one of the historians, perhaps the main one, was a little too passionate about his jobs and kind of obsessed with these girls and the myths that surround them. So kind of like a brony, but not. He's a historian. What? I'm going off script here. Oh my god. And yeah, the actual Equestria Girls are dead. It's been 100 years, possibly more. What did you expect? For them to be immortal? But none of those girls matter, and only only Sunset Shimmer is mentioned here, because she is originally a pony and knew Twilight. So, yeah, I think it be revealed that Sunset made the Nova Star sometime before Twilight made the crystals in Makermark, because she was worried about the dangers of this bridge between worlds. Maybe Opaline followed her for the polar once and almost destroyed the school, so that made her paranoid about something else happening. So she cut off the link between the worlds for everyone else's safety. How did it end up where it did? Who knows? Did Twilight help her out? Maybe. Honestly, I'm just having fun and trying something out. But this is the actual end of the video. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, you might want to subscribe because I will be making more stuff like this. Thanks for watching, and bye!